like it did last week, I'm coming to your house.
Okay.
All right, guys, we live. Let's go.
Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? Tell me. Do you? Tell me. Just tell me the next truth. Just tell me the next truth.
Officers say they got a call about a man in the drive-through line at Wendy's restaurant last night. 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks was asleep in his car and failed a sobriety test shortly afterward. When police tried to take him into custody, police say he resisted. Video appears to show him struggling with officers and running away with a police taser.
Yes, indeed. What's up, y'all? We back, man. Another edition of the Essential AF Podcast Show. I'm your host, Jonathan C. Smith. Welcome. Welcome all. We are streaming live right now on Facebook. Man, we want to thank everybody for joining us right now, man. Let everybody know. Tell a friend, tell another friend. Let your mama and them know it's about to go down right now, man. The Essential AF Podcast Show. We got a lot to get into. We got a lot to talk about. As always, each and every Sunday around this time, I'm being joined by my illustrious team of co-hosts. Got the teacher, Lee Johnson. What's going on, my guy?
Hey.
What's happening with you, bro? You doing all right?
Can't complain. Good day today.
Yeah, good. Good day. That's what I'm talking about, man. My dog, he on time. Brandon.
He is.
What's up, man?
I'm proud of him.
I lost my color.
Brandon
I lost my color.
What's going on? Yeah, man. Hey, and also my girl, man. When I tell you, one of the funniest, one of the smartest ladies I've had the pleasure of knowing in my 39 years on this earth so far, the
Damn,
lovely and talented Miss Stacy Camille Twa Williams. What's going on, sweetheart?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm 1,000 wow. Y'all good?
Hey, man. Loving life, man.
I really enjoy your introduction. Dean, little brother, almighty.
You know, brother, try. You know I try, man.
I
You know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I gotta bring y'all in, so everybody know what's going on out there in Facebook world, man. Speaking of Facebook, if you're watching right now, man, start a watch party, man. Let everybody in on what we got going on, man. Each and every Sunday, Essential AF Podcast Show. Come on in, get in on this. All right, it's a phenomenon. It's gonna take over the country. It's gonna be the best podcast going, man. So make sure you stay tuned for the next hour, man. We got a lot to get into. Please like, share, go to our Facebook page right now, Essential AF Podcast. After the show, we're going to upload everything up to our YouTube channel, hashtag Essential AF Podcast. Make sure you go subscribe to that YouTube channel. The link is also in the comments, man. I'm going to put it in the comments right now where you can join us and everything, man. You can get in. So everybody should be able to see that link right now. Right now, we're doing the broadcast on StreamYard, man. So you should be able to see the link. Do you guys see the link right now where everybody can get in and leave their comments? And we're going to talk about a lot of things going on in the world, man. You know, we've been so serious lately with everything going on, and rightfully so, with everything going on in the country, the social unrest, the police murders. And we wanted to make this show a little more lighthearted, but it's hard. It's hard to do that when the police are still shooting us. They're still killing us out here in these streets, man. Rest in peace, Rayshard Brooks. A few days ago down there in Atlanta, he was shot and killed by the police outside of a Wendy's fast food restaurant, man. So we got to get into that. We got to talk about the police chief stepping down there in ATL also. And that begs the question, guys, is it time to defund the police? Is it time to just do away with police in general, man, and find better ways to allocate that money. So we're gonna get into that. We gotta talk about the NBA, man. It's a lot of protests going on right now. Some of the players they don't even want to come back. They don't want to come back and finish the rest of the season with everything going on. We'll talk about that. We got our special guest coming up, Miss Danielle Bunyton, owner, CEO, proprietor, LLC of Miss Jades Elevation. Jades Elevation. It's a CBD business, and she'll come on and talk about how she got started with the CBD oil, and she has her own farm and everything, man. She's selling all kind of products. So we're gonna talk to Miss Danielle Bunyton coming up in a few moments, also, man. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. And how can I forget? Stacy Camille Williams is introducing Volume 1 of
So ignorant.
Freaky Tales. I said Freaky Tales. Stacy Camille Williams. She has a new book coming out. We're gonna hear some excerpts of a new book. I'm gonna throw it to Stacy right now. Put that information out there, Stacy. Tell the folks about the book and everything that's gonna come about. You know, all the stories and everything, man.
So what I'm going to talk about today is not going to be in the upcoming book, but it is going to be maybe a synopsis, pretty much, of what the book is going to be about. It's freaky and funny. I didn't realize it was funny, but I mean, shit. And these are my experiences, and just so happens, shit, niggas just fall up in them junks. So this story, now all this shit happened. Now I had to, do a little mixery, but all this shit happened. And since people always, girl, tell a story about that time when that nigga had bitch over in the bathroom, people are always asking me shit like that all the time. I put it in the book. So I got 11 chapters, and it's called Memoirs of a Fatty. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's in the works. It ain't quite ready, but it's on its way. Be looking for that motherfucker. So
absolutely.
So when story time comes, we'll deal with it. So let's get into
I
this.
can't wait.
I already know you wants to know.
I can't wait.
No.
I say, Alexa, play Freaky Tales.
We doing it now?
Might as well.
Might as well. Shit.
I'm messing with you.
Oh, okay. I ain't got
But we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it, man. I got you coming up. Stacy Camille presents Volume 1, Freaky Tales, man. You do not want to miss it coming up later on in the show, man. But let's talk about, man, once again, man, it seems like another police shooting, another police murder happening down there in ATL a few days ago. Rest in peace, Rayshard Brooks. He was apparently, police were calling him because he was outside sitting in his car, inside his car, and he was drunk. And police seemed to question him for over 20 minutes, and everything seemed to be fine. They did a breathalyzer test. There was a struggle that ensued after that, and then next thing you know, another brother there in the streets, Lee. Once again, man, it seemed like, ATL, the protests that were going on a couple of weeks ago because of George Floyd, you seem like ATL, the police, at least, would have been able to realize the mistakes of the past and not let it happen again. But another brother there in the streets. Let's talk about it, Lee. How you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's you hit the nail right on the head. You would think that because of everything that's been going on for the past 2 weeks, some better practices would be put in place. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen. Being drunk, like he was drunk and sleeping in his car. Yes, loitering, whatever you want to call it, shouldn't have been doing that. But in the end, was he really bothering anybody? No. And when you're drunk, you're not in your right frame of mind. And the cops didn't recognize that. He got violent. They couldn't subdue him. And since they couldn't subdue him, after I think they talked about he took his taser, took one of the cops' tasers, and while he was running away, instead of another police officer using the taser to subdue him, it was like, no, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, and they shot and killed him. Another just something that shouldn't have happened. It's happening. It's continuing to happen, and it always feels like when you think some things are kind of elevating, we get that dose of reality, you like cold water to the face, and unfortunately this young man is no longer with us, and it's terrible. It's terrible. It's like nobody's learning anything. We have these protests and still nobody's learning anything. Particularly the police, they are not learning a thing.
Yeah. Like I said, once again, Brandon, another week, another story, man. It's like it's popping up every other week now. Nothing seems to be changing. It only seems to be getting worse at this point. What were your thoughts on the Rayshard Brooks murder down there in ATL?
Like Lee said, when we take 2 steps forward, we take 1 step back. And man, it's just crazy. Like I said before, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until, we start to get more vigilant, with these police officers out here. The police officers are human just like we are, and they're not invincible, which they, appear to want to be. But, if a guy is just sitting in his car, I'm pretty sure they already searched him, didn't have a weapon or anything like that. The nigga was asleep. If he was drunk, he had enough sense to park his car and sleep somewhere where he felt safe, and for them to bother the nigga, man, it's just like, that's the crazy part about it, because they didn't stop this man driving a car drunk in the streets. They pulled over and found him asleep in the car and still end up killing him.
Yeah.
The only thing I think that can actually fix and solve this problem is to just take the guns away from the police. I mean, because they got some that's out there that's good officers, but they got the ones who out there that's trigger happy. And I hate to say it like that, but they need to have less lethal force. When dealing with people in the public, when you're dealing with the community, because after all, they're working for us. When they take that badge off, you're just a regular person. But when they put it on, they're working for us. So as part of the function of the police, the police, they should make them less lethal, because if them folks who already done crime, the deputies out there at the Pentagon don't have guns, and why the fuck they need?
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. And Stacy, I'll throw it to you. You broke it down a few shows back as far as the police and how it all came to be, as far as the slave patrols and everything back in the day. So I know your stance on police and everything that that comes with that. But just talk about everything that's going on, and it seems like I say another week, another story, man. What's your thoughts on everything that's happening?
No. It's the same thing. I mean, it's not going to change. They're training. I'm not a police officer, but I have heard or kind of read a little bit about how they're trained, and they train to kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if you, like we were talking once before, you putting power in the hands of people, you know what I'm saying, they can get rid of you, and they going home. And they gonna eat a bologna sandwich and shit the next morning. They gonna wake up with their kids and shit. They gonna jack off to the little midget porn or whatever the fuck they do. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be straight. They going on to work the next day, or they may get suspended, get a little desk job. But I'm gonna tell you though, unless we start, getting in their ass and really, shooting their ass back, I'm telling you, that's what it's gonna be. And I hate that, because like all of them are not, like really all the ones I know, they cool. They ain't with the shit records. They is not with the shit. But man, you got so many you can't trust. And it's not just the white ones, but you got niggas with white man mentality who doing the same damn shit.
No doubt.
And Mexicans and Chinamans and whoever the fuck. Ooh, that's so ignorant, Chinaman.
right.
Anyway.
Junior.
But anyway,
you just said something right there, Stacy. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, you got your good ones and you got your bad ones, but that's a job where you can't be a bad apple. You know what I'm saying? Like if you already, your heart pump Kool-Aid, if you already going in with that mind state, if you're scared, you're afraid, that's not the job for you. Like you said, and really, like, it's a lot of cool ass Memphis Police Department, Memphis police officers.
Right.
There's a lot of cool ones, man. The problem is when you run into Bartlett, Germantown, you know what I'm saying? That's where, you run into your issues, because they already afraid, going into it. They already got the mindset, thinking that you're going to bring them harm and vice versa. So, it's time for the police to, like I said, this is going to lead into talk about, defunding or the defunct of policing in America. It's time to just change the whole game, man. It's time they got to learn how to de-escalate. A situation like that with Rayshard, that wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary for him to die. That could have easily went 1,000 different ways, man. You know, I would like to think if I was in a situation, if I was an officer and I pulled him over, and the brother's telling me he only stays a few minutes away. You know, y'all can escort him home, man. It's always another way. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to what happened, and like I said, also that led to the police chief down there in ATL. Hey, Kirsten something.
She got on down. She said, "Fuck
yeah,
that."
Mayor Keisha. Mayor Keisha definitely I had to go ahead and tell her, hey, baby girl, it's time for you to step down, man. And shout out to Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms down there in ATL, man. She's doing the best she can, man, these troubling times. And the people are speaking, they're speaking their voice down there. You saw they lit that Wendy's up, man. That Wendy's on fire, man. All kind of singles and doubles, all kind of burgers on fire. Airplane Royal down there at the Wendy's, man. But like I said, as far as defunding the police, Lee, it's time, man. It's time to think of a different way to go about this at this point. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. You know, the millions, possibly billions of dollars that they get to police us. Meanwhile, all these neighborhoods are still jacked up. You know, they don't need all of that money. All of that money can go somewhere else to actually help the community. You know, I saw something on CNN.com last week where they talked about Camden, New Jersey, which was one of the first places to defund the police, starting in 2013 up till now. And a lot of their situation has decreased significantly. I think I saw like 55+% has gone down because they've defunded the police. They've moved those resources to areas that help the community. Now, clearly, Camden doesn't have the population of an Atlanta or a Memphis or Minneapolis, etc. And I know there's a lot of people that would possibly be like, well, actually, you know, actually people can go somewhere. The fact is that they tried something. No system is going to be perfect. But if you start by defunding, it leads to better things.
Right.
And that's what you have to do. You have to look at it another way, defunding the police, sending that money that for real they don't need, make it elsewhere, put it into better community programs. Community programs are the things that help neighborhoods, and that's where the money needs to go. It doesn't need to go to militarized SWAT vehicle tanks going up and down the street or anything like that, and tactical gear and all of that stuff. They're not in the military. They don't, you know, we need more, put the money towards community centers that are falling apart. Put the money towards schools that are falling apart. Don't get me started on that. But the money can go elsewhere and things will get better.
Absolutely. The money definitely needs to go elsewhere. You're right about that, Lee. It needs to be allocated to better schools, like I said, more community affairs projects, man. And Brandon, would you believe, man, that most U.S. cities collectively spend about $100 billion a year on their policing, man? As far as, like I said, all the tactical equipment, all the weapons that the police have, most U.S. cities spend $100 billion per year collectively. Like I said, that money could definitely go somewhere else, man. What do you think would be the best way to allocate, you know, that spending, man, and the budget of the police going forward?
Well, I think definitely the first thing they need to get rid of is the wannabe police, which is the PSTs. They don't need that. I see that it looked like they got rid of the license plate scanners too. It's something that they paid a lot of money for, and you no longer, if you look at police cars now, you don't even see the thing up there no more. So that's money wasted. Also, I think that, you know, they should definitely defund because they are, you know, getting too much money, I feel, and, you know, and not having the adequate training that they're supposed to have.
Right.
You know, if they're going to have that money needs to go towards more police training. You know, send it to a city or something, you know, that has a low crime rate, you know, or an excellent police, you know, academy or a police force to get training in other cities that they need, because obviously a lot of people who are police officers here are just here for the money. You know, they really don't like their job. I feel, you know, it's just like if you go to a fast food restaurant, you know, when you go to the counter, motherfucker don't like their job. Or if you go to Kroger or Superlow, you can tell in the face they don't like it. And that's the same with these police officers. Their money to go towards these children. You know, the children, like Whitney said, is our future. And so that's where the money really needs to go. It needs to go to the homeless people. and housing homeless people. I need to go to helping mentally ill people too. Because mentally ill people, as you notice, that anytime somebody's killed by the police, it's always a question of their mental stability.
Right.
Now, he had a mental problem, but if you help that guy before he committed crimes or before you killed him, maybe you stop one killing.
Absolutely.
But Memphis has a high rate of poor people, a high rate of mentally challenged people, and that's
Right.
where it really needs to go. I feel
Absolutely.
that police, our police, I guess because the police here in Memphis can more relate to the people, because they're not people who's coming from other cities to the police department. So they can kind of relate to a lot of people in the community. But I'm just speaking on other police out there in the country or whatever, where all these race police officers and shit like that.
No doubt. Good points. Good points right there, Brandon. We'll throw it to Stacy, man, get her thoughts on it. Coming up in a few moments, we'll be joined by our special guest, Miss Danielle Bunyton, owner of Jades Elevation, man. She's going to talk about her CBD business and everything she got going on, man, how she got started. Like I said, I'm very, very interested to find out, more about her and what she got going on, man. But real quick, Stacy, the defunding of the police, man, it's been time, man. But what's your thoughts on that, and how can those funds, be better used?
I don't know. I don't know nothing about this shit. Even when I look it up, every time I read it, I just be like, it's whatever y'all do. Not y'all, but you know me. I'm just like, hey, just tell me what y'all want. Who I need to call if somebody else land on my motherfucking patio? Who coming over here? The police or the YMCA? I don't know. Whoever y'all gonna, I don't know. Just let me know. That's one I ain't interested in. Like, I don't care either way. However y'all do it. I don't think that'll happen, but shit, just tell me who I need to call when the shit go down.
I know it's real.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Real quick, because I saw this on the news a while back. Tammy Sawyer asked for, I think it was either a 5 or 10% decrease in the sheriff's fund, which would have been about $9 million. Think about, with all of the blight that we have in this city and what Brandon was talking about with mental illness, $9 million, it's a lot of money for us, but think about how much just $9 million could do for the city, could do for mental health, could do for homelessness, all of those different things. I don't think that people are they're not asking for anything. The real issue, though, with moving forward with this, that's going to be a problem, and hopefully, get out there and vote, because especially in local elections, that will make a difference. But if you get out there and vote, it's these police unions.
Yeah.
The police unions are the ones that are going to put up the biggest fight. And if we have the right people in office that understand what's going on in the city, then we can attack the police unions. I'm not saying unions are bad. There are unions that are very important. Walmart, Sam's Club, y'all need a union, but that police union, when you talk about unions, they are the ones that are just the most powerful, for lack of a better term, and where so much, with all of these situations happening with people of color getting killed, it's the police unions that are doing their best to get these people off. So we got to attack the unions, then we defund the police, attack the unions, allocate that money to other places.
Well said, Brother Lee. That's what I'm talking about, man. Fuck the police. Hell, I'm sick of them. Hell. Let's keep it moving, man. It's time for our special guest, man. And we are very honored, man. Very honored to be joined right now by the owner of Jades Elevation, Miss Danielle Bunyton, joining our show right now. Hello. What's up, man?
Hello, how are you guys doing?
We all right.
We're blessed, man. Thanks so much for coming on with us. And now, listen, you got a very, very interesting thing going on right now, man. You're the owner of your own business. First of all, shout out to, entrepreneurship and everything that comes with that, So, we're very proud of you in that aspect. But the CBD business, now I'm a novice,
Okay.
Lee, Stacy, I'm snitching on y'all right now. They know more than I do when it comes to the CBD business and hemp and weed and everything, man. But just tell us about how you got started. I know you got started about 2 years ago, with your business, Jades Elevation. But let's tell us, how you got started and how it all came about.
So We were smoking, and we and once we sat there, I was sitting with a group of people, and we were just trying to figure out how the industry was going to start and how it was going to form. And it was like, hey, I want to get into the cannabis industry, but I don't have a lot of money. So my mission was just to find out how I could do what I like to do legally. So once I discussed it with lawyers and different things and just looked at different programs, hemp was my best avenue, easiest avenue into it to learn how to grow, process, and manufacture cannabis products legally and being able to develop my own brand. So that's the reason why I took kind of the plant touching role in it. So, and I went to TSU, Tennessee State University, to get a certificate in new farmers training. So they teach you about agribusiness, how to set up your company, do all the different things business wise, but also teach you how to grow hemp.
Wow,
Ooh.
wow. You know, and before my guys jump in here, I want to touch on that the aspect of you being a farmer, not only a farmer, but an Afro American female farmer. You know, that's a whole lane in itself, man. Like, what inspired you to go the agriculture route and want to grow your own products like that?
It was just you go through life. I went through just a very struggling time in life, and it was like all I want to do is grow my own food and smoke my own weed. And I was like, hey, that seems great. I worked in corporate America for a while, and it was just like, where do you go? I'm sitting at work, and I talked to my boss, CEO of an oil and gas company, and he was like, what job you want? And I was like, yours.
Mm,
And when somebody tells you that they want your job, and then even though I love my boss, he was a white man, he's 65, and he looked at me and he said, your job is not valued.
mm,
But my job was valued enough to make sure that I could get all of his medicinal needs.
right.
So I also just, paid attention to all of that. And as I went on to leave corporate America, it just seemed very just my place to understand that agribusiness, business, everybody's going to need you. So just learning it and really getting into it.
That's awesome. That's dope right there, man. Yeah. Stacy Lee, y'all go ahead and jump in, man.
So, there's always this talk about, we got Arkansas that's right across the way that has medicinal marijuana that they started. Mississippi is talking about it. Florida has medicinal. Other places that have recreational that's starting up. Um, I apologize for that. If let's say that it becomes medicinal or recreational here in Memphis, will the transition from selling CBD products to medicinal or recreational marijuana, will that be something that's easy to kind of transition to?
Yeah, because I guess what a lot of people don't understand is nothing is different besides the THC level in the plant in every ranking of cannabis. So if you sit there and say it's hemp, it'll be zero point 0.3. If you would say it's medical cannabis, it's between 5, like zero point 0.5 to 5%. Then you go into your recreationals where you would get your 15 to 30, and you're just actually playing with the levels of THC for each license that you hold. So it is always a very easy transition for someone like me who's grown cannabis, who put together a product, to be able to sit in front of a board of people giving out a license saying, hey, I know how to do this. And the lucky thing about my position that I'm in Memphis, I am one of the only Black female processors that know how to
Wow.
process the material. So it's the difference between just growing the material. I can break it down into concentrations and then divvy it out to people and sell it.
This
The
is a good
catch
show.
so,
I'm
but the
telling
catch
you.
is nobody else wants to do it. So the great thing about me is I work with the farmers in Arkansas. I work with the guys who are medical cannabis license holders because cannabis universally needs processors. And even though I grow, I started out as processing. And it just came to the point where didn't nobody here know how to grow. So as I was out telling them, hey, you need to grow cannabis like cannabis so I can process it like cannabis, everybody was trying to grow it as a field crop. So I do a lot of things different. Went out to California to understand how, if you're doing it in a boutique style, you really study different things. So I do a special extraction method using water. I do all organic processing. I compost. I tend to them. So it's just like you have an end product and you see what you want. So when you transition over to cannabis or marijuana, as they don't like to say in the hemp world, it's a very easy transition. I just change seeds.
Wow. Danielle, now you did something to Stacy's soul over
You
there.
hear me?
Okay.
I want your
You had
autograph.
stirred up something in her right now. And Danielle, I see behind you, you got your plants and everything, man, your products and everything behind
So
you.
yes.
Yeah, man. Stacy, I know you can't wait to jump in, man. Go ahead, honey.
I just don't know. I just look. I want your autograph.
Thank you.
Look. So I don't even know where to start. So when you growing, so you're growing like in Memphis, you have your own farm, or are you home? I mean, you have to tell me
So
that, but
okay, no, so I
yeah.
have both. So I do
Okay.
both. So don't think that when you're growing cannabis, or even when they give out large licenses, large scale, look at it like an agricultural. I do it at home. We bought a piece of land in Whitehaven that we're going to transition into a large 1 acre farm where we have indoor, outdoor, and then we're going to play with aquaponics and hydroponics and really incorporate agritourism. So as this new industry just comes, most people grow in their backyard, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what you do. And the plus about my backyard is I'm in the hood. So I'm really growing in plain sight. If I literally told you where I was, you'd be like, oh. But the great part about it is I just kind of feel like growing in the hood allows you to understand. You understand the crazy things are the bugs in your neighborhood, the
Yeah.
cats, the people who walk around. Like I can tell you everybody who walk around because you're outside constantly working in the yard and building up and just seeing what different things are. So yeah, backyard. As we expand, we have an acre of land out in Whitehaven that we're hoping to turn into a real live just farm where you can come enjoy herbs, because I also grow rosemary, lavender, thyme, dill,
Wow.
peppermint, spearmint. So it's not all about just growing the cannabis. It's about partnering with things that are truly going to help you medicinally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So well, hold on, Jonathan. I'm still
Go
talking.
ahead, go
So look. So when you growing, right? So you have to have a license to actually grow it. Okay,
Yes.
good. Because I remember one
Yes.
time, honey, my dad had some, honey, the police. But anyway,
Yes.
okay, good. So anyway, how long does it take for you to grow like a good crop to make some stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like how long does it take to grow something, to grow a good amount to
So
make product?
okay. So so I grow, last year I grew 50 myself. I grew 50 plants and that yielded me 4 pounds of flour, and then it yielded me another 2 pounds of biomass. Biomass is what a lot of processors use to break down to make the oil. The buds you would dry and you sell to the market to smoke. So
Okay.
once you do that, it just kind of goes from start to finish, 4 months outside, start to finish indoor with lights, controls, watering, irrigation. You have 3 months. And then you also take the time out to cure. So you'll cut it, dry it, you'll cure it, holding in the flavors and the terpenes and all of that before you process the material down. So you're looking from start to finish outdoors. So these right here behind me, they would finish, and they're supposed I can make them finish in July, but I'm gonna let them finish in August. So
Okay,
That's
I'm
what's
not
up.
gonna. Okay, I'm about
That's
to
what's up,
inbox you.
man. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
inbox me.
I'm gonna have to because I got so many questions, honey. I haven't even took the show over.
Hey,
Yes,
Danielle, I
I
got a question.
Oh, I'm sorry,
okay.
Brandon.
What are the actual benefits of CBD, and what makes CBD different from actual marijuana? Because I know that marijuana is cannabis with THC. So do you get the same benefits with CBD and regular marijuana, but get something extra with just CBD? Or I mean, what's really the difference besides just getting marijuana making you high.
That's it. I'm gonna say the whole cannabis plant is an herb that's medicinal in itself. When you're thinking of a hemp plant or a THC plant, in the 2020 grow year, you're going to see a lot of CBD plants that are THC plants. You're going to see the ACDCs. You're going to see the sour diesels. You're going to see the Skittles. You're going to see those converted to a CBD plant, which is really saying that I took this genetics. That's a THC genetics, which all of all of CBDs are hybrids. So I took a very strong THC and maybe they're runts. So maybe I had a plant that didn't grow to potential. Right. You hate runs. I hate them too. But when you're growing in a THC level, that says, hey, that didn't grow to the THC, but it may have other cannabinoids that manifested through there. So I see this. I'm going to look at that pheno. I'm going to take that male component of that and I'm going to mate it with a female. I'm going to take the traits from that female and that male and I'm going to create a baby. That baby, because they are low THC and it's higher in other things because you stressed it out in some type of way, you've genetically modified THC. And when you look at that, all they did was redo a plant to have a higher percentage of a cannabinoid that they believed you want. So nothing is different. Everything is a cannabis sativa. Everything starts with a C. You started it from the same genetics of a cannabis plant, but I then went and made it legal and understandable for you. So nothing. So when you are taking cannabis or you're taking hemp or either one, I always say when you isolate CBD out, that's your sativa. You have your indica, which is always going to be THC because that really treats your pain. That's really going to treat certain things. So when you look at the genetics of your strain, you can say, hey, I have something called green crack. But why is it green crack? Because it's genetically modified to be a sativa, a really dominant sativa. I mixed it with something, but I want you to have this super hyper feeling. So I look for that in a genetic, pull it out, and then flip it. Make sure that I can cut you early to get tested because that's basically all you're doing. You're cutting the plant early to get it tested so the THC didn't rise to a point. So really, it's nothing. You get more of a cannabinoid that's legal. So I say CBD is your sativa. It gives you energy. THC is for pain. CBV. You have CBDV. You have CBC. You have THCV. And you'll start hearing these because as you look at a plant, one plant has more. So if you go to Africa, if you ever look at the strain hunters, they went to Africa for this strain of cannabis plant to make them millions of dollars, but they stole it from the Africans. It's the only producing plant that produces a cannabinoid of THCV. THCV is a cannabinoid that fights diabetes, cancer, heart. Where did you find it? You found it in Africa. And the person who found it died going to get this. So you know that it's so precious. And all they did was go find it, search it, bring it back to the United States and genetically modified it to produce it in other plants. So that is what CBD and THC is. They're the same thing. Cannabis sativa plant. I'm just legally working with genetically modified seeds to make me legal.
Man, that's awesome, man. I feel like we just talked to the Beyonce of CBD. You hear me? The Michelle Obama of the CBD.
Man, look, I ain't never set up like this on the show. You hear me? I'm like this.
Yeah. Hey,
I should have been taking notes. My goodness, I'm gonna look at this recording again.
Hey, Danielle, man, because this is a multi-million-dollar, business that we all need to get in on, man. And you are a trailblazer, man.
I mean,
thank you.
You really are, man. And we appreciate you. Everything that you're doing, man, because you're setting trends. And like I said, you're the only one in the city that's really doing this. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you for coming on the show, and we would love to have you back.
Yes.
In the future. And Brandon, you right down the street from us, so you might as well swing by and pick up a couple products. You know what I'm saying?
What? I'm
I'm
ready to
sure
go
gonna order something.
on them baby.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
they'll be done. I
Baby.
most definitely will send y'all samples. We will sit down and I can really
Okay.
explain to you about doing concentrates too. So as you extract and explore, I I'll take you.
No
Take
doubt.
it
No
out.
doubt.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit
Real
you
quick
up.
before you go, is that something that you're thinking about doing like in the future? Like, say Stacy and myself want to learn how to do this from our home, or is that going to be something that you'll provide? Like, okay, so process number one, and do like a little clinic.
Yeah, so what I do is my daughter's out here running around, but she helps me do my extracting. So when we first started, you'll see a lot of my Instagram where we were making different infusions or really learning how to kind of blend everything together. So you'll see those on my page. But as we work more and get more into the mixing of the herbs and everything, yes, most definitely we're gonna do lives, and I do them for free because I mean, knowledge is free. If you're smart enough, you would go find it.
Yeah.
So it's always on my Instagram page. We always post stories about it. And I mean, I put recipes up for you to use different products of mine, but extracting is very easy. So
Okay.
I most definitely show it.
Hey, hey, Danielle, we got a question from one of our viewers right now. My man Marcus Corsi. He wanted to ask you, what strain do you suggest for pain and inflammation?
So I will give you two different ones. So for the CBD category, I would look into something like crossed with what's called a Northern Lights. Northern Lights is in every one, but it is a THC strand that they cross that really focuses on pain. So you would find that in a lifter, you would find that in a Hawaiian haze. You would really kind of look for that in your. I like sour space candy for pain, but it is more of a hyper. So lifter is my number one choice for pain. I always make my different fecal matter for my patients with lifter. Now, if you're going to a THC strain, you really want to look into a Doctor Who or a Canatonic. If you can look into a Doctor Who, a Canatonic, or a Kim OG, those are really strong, powerful, kind of hybrid indica dominant.
Okay.
And when you're looking for indica dominant and you're looking for pain, you really want a strong dosage of THC. THC works well to numb your pain, and you'll always notice, even though you're in a high state, your body feels well. So
Okay.
those are always a great head and body high. Lifter and the ones that I told you about CBD, they're a great, great, great body high.
Okay.
Acapulco Gold is another one, CBD, and it's actually a CBD and a THC. Really, really great for chilling your whole body and mind out. And that's a lot of things that people just need to pay attention to. The terpene profile, how it looks when you smoke it. All of those things play to even how a strain I'm talking to you about
Yeah.
works. So those strains are like my number one go-tos.
Okay. Okay.
I know I got a lot, but
Yeah.
if you look them up, you will be like, oh, okay, I see why.
Man, we just got an
I'm talking about
education over
this,
here, man.
baby. It's been
We
that-
got an education. Definitely. Danielle, thank you so much. And before you
You're
go,
welcome.
like I said, I know your website is jadeselevation.com, man. But tell
Yes.
everybody else some other avenues where they can reach you and get in contact with you to get some of those products.
So I am carried in CBD Plus on Kirby Whitten and in Oakland, Modern Hemp in Collierville, and Nature's Own in Hernando, Mississippi. You can also find me just basically by hitting me up on Facebook, Instagram. I'm always there. Jades Elevation or Girl You're High is my Instagram name.
right now.
Yes, Girl You High, GURRL, because I'm from the country. .U and high HI, not HIGE. So Girl
That's
You
what's up.
High. And
Oh, there you go, right there. Boom.
yeah, and I'm always cool on answering questions. Just don't get too kind of bothersome. It usually turns creepy men when y'all inbox me a lot of times. So don't do it, but get to the point and I'll most definitely help you with anything you need.
Dig that. That's what I'm talking about, man. Special guest of the show, Miss Danielle Bunyton, owner of Jades Elevation,
This is a good show.
www.jadeselevation.com. Thank you so much, man, for
Thank
coming
you
on the
guys
show.
for
We really
having me.
appreciate it. We got an education. You know, I feel like I know all about the CBD business now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so thank you so much. We
You're
appreciate you,
welcome.
and we definitely got to get you on again in the near future. Okay?
I know
Okay,
that's right.
perfect.
No doubt. All right, you take care. Now, appreciate you.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
See you later.
All right, all right.
I'm gonna wave
Yeah,
like we on the
man.
street. Hey,
We could just end the show right there.
man, you heard
That
me.
was
How
it.
That shit was good to me.
That was it.
I'm
That
telling you,
was
I
fun.
was leaning in like this here. Well, let me sample something, girl. Let me see what you're talking
Hey,
about.
we're gonna go on a field
man,
trip.
Woo.
that was an education right there, man. Like
Oh, that was
she was
good.
dropping science. You hear me?
Yeah,
For
she did
real,
that.
man.
She did that. She did that.
No doubt, man. So shout out to Danielle for joining us, man. Let's keep it going, man. Appreciate everybody that's been dropping the comments over here in the little comment section, man. Everybody, man. Marcus, what's up, Marcus? Valencia, everybody that's chiming in, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Keep checking us out. Go like and share on our Facebook page right now, Essential AF. Also, after the show, man, we're gonna upload over the YouTube channel, hashtag Essential AF Podcast, man. We got Stacy's Freaky Tales coming up, Volume 1 in a moment, man. Real quick, man. I wanted to touch on the NBA. The NBA, man. Some of the players are they're going back and forth, man, as far as if they should
Oh shit.
return or not. You know, guys like LeBron. You know, they're saying that they want to play, but Kyrie Irving, he had a big teleconference the other day where like 80 players were on the conference call, and he's leading Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets. He's leading the voices as far as guys that don't want to play. They feel like with COVID-19 still going on, with all the social unrest that's going on in the country right now, they just don't feel like this is the opportune time or the right time to bring the NBA back. Lee, I know you're a sports guy also, man. You follow the NBA as well. What are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like the NBA should come back, or should we just call it quits and start next year, man?
One of the things that Kyrie said that I agree with is he was talking about, how this could be used as a distraction with all of the social unrest and social elevation that we're attempting to do right now. You know, NBA coming back in late July could possibly take away from that. And I kind of agree with it. Sports, I love sports. I love watching sports. Olympics was supposed to be this summer. I'm a huge Olympics fan, and all of that was taken away, and it hurt. But at the same time, I don't really miss it because of everything that's going on right now that is just so important. And I've said on the show early on a couple weeks ago that they should just shut it down and keep it moving. But it to me it seems like this push to get the NBA back. Same thing with baseball. Something called the NHL. I don't know what that is, but that's trying to come back. It's not needed right now. It really isn't. It feels like it's just a money grab for these billionaire owners that want to try to save a little piece of the money that they get in revenue and TV ads and all of that stuff. And again, the same thing with the players. The isolation, not being with their families. The NBA season and the Major League Baseball season, they're long. MLB is 162 games and NBA's 82 games. That's a long time to be away from your family. But
Right.
at least when it was in the regular season, they could go back for like a day or two, hug and kiss the wife, move forward. But they're talking about, even if it's they're saying 8 games and the playoffs, and it could be over by October, I believe, something like that.
Mhm.
It just seems like too much of an isolation for these athletes, and
Right.
the mental state that they would need to be in to play these games. Kevin Love of the Cleveland Cavaliers is becoming one of the big spearheads of mental health,
Mhm.
and they need to just shut it down. These guys, most of these superstars aren't hurting for money. Shut it down. Wait for everything to be as close to okay as possible, especially when they can get the fans back in the arenas, because that's a huge. I don't mind watching it on TV, but I love going to Grizzly games. I love that energy of the crowd, and
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
can't have
yeah.
any of that, then what's the point?
Right, exactly. What's the point? Because I really don't want to see it come back and no fans down there in Orlando. It's supposed to start back up July 30th down there at Disney World, but the way things are going, I'm kind of like you, Lee, at this point. Just shut it down. And like I said, a lot of these guys are not really hurting for money. Um, so just shut it down and let's start it up, for the 2021 season for next year, man, when things are almost, hopefully back to normal at that point. Brandon and Stacy, I know y'all don't give a damn about the NBA.
Brandon don't give a damn.
I do.
You're not really a big NBA fan, are you?
Yeah, I am. But bringing the NBA back is definitely, I feel like they're using it as a distraction because we did not have sports allow people to have a lot of idle time to really focus on the movement that has progressed
Right.
the past few months. So
No doubt.
I think bringing the NBA back at this time, especially since we're actually kind of moving forward a little bit and trying to get more people on our side as far as like with allies and shit.
Absolutely.
And even, the NFL seeing the error in their ways as well with their whack ass apology.
Yeah.
With
That's a whole nother show right there. You're right. Yeah.
Or they know that they bring that shit back, man. They gonna know that we're gonna forget all about this shit. We're gonna forget about George Floyd. Just know that, we're gonna forget about everything.
No
so
doubt.
I think that they should just postpone the NBA season and just start the NBA season back up 2021-22.
Absolutely.
So we can go ahead and try to get what we need to get done finished first, because we got a lot of shit on the table right now that we need to, get resolved first before we actually start with the entertainment side of everything. Because like I said in earlier shows before, these people's health will be on the line. So if you get players that end up, and there's a lot of people who's actually beating the coronavirus, but what if they don't?
Right.
We don't know what the health, how another player's or another person's health is. People have asthma, people have heart problems, things like that.
Right.
And so with the coronavirus still, out there, who's to say that, some of these players won't die from this? And then, what do you have then?
Exactly.
They're talking about having replacement players and all that kind of ridiculous shit.
Exactly.
But they're talking about all that, man. It's just postpone it until next year.
Yeah.
Losing, it's a multi-billion-dollar company. I guess people who make money just want to keep making more and more money.
Right.
I'm not making money off of it. So that's my opinion on this.
It's all about that dollar bill, y'all. Hey,
Yep.
man, we only got a couple more things to get into, man. Freaky Tales is coming up. Also, we got our unpopular opinions coming up, man, to round out this these final 8 minutes of the Essential AF podcast show. So, with no further ado, Alexa,
This nigga.
play Freaky Tales by Too Short. Let me see if Alexa she go. Here we go. Y'all hear her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can y'all hear that?
No,
You can't hear it.
I can't hear shit. I know the motherfucking song though.
They got it in the garage.
Hey, it's playing right now, Stacy.
Oh, man.
Well, shit, I can't hear.
Hey, we gotta say, the Essential as Fuck, the Essential AF podcast does not have licensing to play this. We're doing it for promotional purposes.
Right. That's probably why we can't hear that shit. It done got
I
it
know,
out.
right? I know, man. But with no further ado, Stacy, let's go. Volume 1.
Real quick, I'm not gonna.
Bill Williams presents Freaky Tales. Let's go.
So look,
Alexa, stop music.
this might ain't here. So look, it's not gonna be long. So look, y'all know, well, y'all don't know, but I got a book coming out, right? Memoirs of a Fatty. So I've had quite a bit of, in my life. Some of the stories funny as fuck, right? So I had this little situation where, he was doing a little role play. I had a naked cab company, right? Man, look, my Impala, my window tint was blacker than the tree and midnights in that motherfucker. So I had this little joint, right? So I was like, man, he told me, let me do a little role play. I'm like, man, I ain't with that shit, man. What you talking about? So we got to talking or whatever. So we came up with a naked cab company. I said, look, I'm going to be naked. I'm going to come get you. And I'm going to be naked in the car. The nigga must thought I was bullshitting. Man, I got my fat ass in that car. Well, first of all, I put my little gold makeup shit on, like I was somebody, because I don't wear no makeup. I got in that car, went over there, He gets in the car. He gonna get in the front. I said, get in the back, nigga. This a cab. He got in the back seat. He was like, you ain't got no clothes on? You called for a naked cab, didn't you? You ain't called no clothes cab. So I'm in the motherfucker. Y'all, I'm telling you, I'm naked. Riding around North Memphis, Raleigh and shit. Probably about midnight. You can't see in there. So I get home or whatever. I run in the house and shit. So the nigga act like he ain't have no damn money or whatever to, pay for the cab. This man had been taking X pills, snorting powder. He gritting his teeth and shit. Man, we was in there. I'm talking about fucking and sucking for 50 days. Now, I'm not gonna get too deep in the story because I don't want to, y'all. I don't want to, your little viewers might be squeamish. I ain't might have, it's Sunday, it's church people and shit. But that's pretty much about what my book is gonna be about. It's some all kinds of fuckery, grave on my titties and shit. Just always something ignorant. So anyway, next time I might have y'all something else, but that story is not in the book, but it will be in the second one if y'all like the first one. So that's about it, Jonathan. I mean, I don't know. I know the one you want me to tell you about that nigga. I know. I can't do
Can
it.
we please get that story? Can we please?
I know.
Get
Fuck
that?
no. I still fuck with that man. You crazy? That man ain't gonna be like then. I ain't gonna be able to get no more and shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be able to get the cap down no more because I done told it the man me like, you know what I'm saying? Man, no, I can't be telling they secrets.
Man, that's what's up, man. But that's a new installment.
Yes.
That's gonna be on the Essential AF podcast show going forward, man. Stacy Camille Williams presents Freaky Tales, man. If we could get a freaky tale, maybe once
a month.
Once a month?
Once a month.
Once a month?
Yeah, once a month.
All right. That's what's up, man. The new book is coming out soon. Y'all gotta get a copy of that, man. I can't wait to get my copy.
Yeah, it should be. Now they say July, but I'm thinking August. But it's complete on my end. It's been edited, typed up, and all that shit. So I'm gonna keep y'all posted. I'll show y'all the book cover or something probably next week. So
okay.
You got some shit popping. Huh?
Is it gonna be on Amazon or Kindle.com?
It's gonna be on Amazon, but I'm also gonna be selling them myself. And I'm also gonna do. I'm trying. I'm looking into it now. I'm gonna do the Audible, but I'm gonna read that motherfucker in my voice. I ain't getting Polly and them to read that shit. Okay. I need for you to, when I say man, the nigga, I need to say that on the book.
Don't get Morgan Freeman reading that shit now.
No, it's gonna be me reading it. Cause when I say and the nigga took it, I won't be smacking my hand and shit like that when I read the book. So yeah, that's what I need for that shit. Yeah, you can't have it.
And then the nigga.
Right.
Y'all crazy, man. Hey, it's about that time. It's about that time, man. Unpopular opinion, final 2 minutes, where all my guys here get their 2 minutes to go in or whatever they want to talk about. It's being brought to you by Absolutely Platinum Cleaning, residential and commercial cleaning. Shout out to Fatima Parks. If you ain't called her yet, man, hit her up. She cleaned your whole house, man. The whole house, upstairs, downstairs, garage, basement, whatever you got. She gonna take care of you, man. Her and her team, they do a wonderful job, man. Make sure you hit her up, contact her right now, 901-679-4141. Also, Absolutely Platinum Cleaning at gmail.com. Proud sponsors here of the Essential AF podcast show. Let's go, guys. Final 2 minutes. Let's start off with Lee.
So I'm gonna be real quick, ladies and gentlemen. I really just want to applaud the people that have been protesting Flight Restaurant downtown for a lot of their racist practices. You know, we always talk about how all of these people go to these exclusive restaurants and the way that they're treating us is just reprehensible. So I'm so proud of the fact that they are going out there calling them out. But make sure, and I said this last week, but make sure with all the protesting that you're doing, please, please, please go get tested for corona, because even though you have masks on, you're still close to people. Go get tested because we want to drop that coronavirus. But please protest, but protest safely.
There it is. Okay, that's what's up. All right, that's a good one right there, Lee. What you got, Brandon?
The only thing I want to say is that we all know that social media have been out about 20 years or so, and I think that most of us, I think, started with Black Planet and shit like that. So you remember, like, back when we was on Black Planet, when people add you as a friend, whatever, they say, sign my guest book. Well, now this is 2020, and niggas, I want y'all to stop, saying thank you for the ad, beautiful, on people's pages and shit, because they don't give a fuck. You don't get a broad number and then run back and say, oh yeah, and thank you for the number.
Ain't it?
On that old dumbass shit. Somebody don't give a damn about you saying thank you for accepting the damn friend request. It's stupid and it's lame as hell.
Yeah, he said that. Now you said that shit.
All right. Say this. All right. Tell us how you really feel. All right. Okay. All right. That's what's up right there, Brandon. All right, Stacy, what you got, homegirl?
So look, I'm the side chick extraordinaire, right? It is what it is. So I need for you ladies to start cooking, because I can't cook for you niggas all the time. You understand me? Y'all better start cooking for these niggas. Ask them what they want, because they side chick, especially if she fat. That motherfucker cooking. You hear me? Y'all better start cooking. All that fast food, you 4 for 4 hoes. Look, you better learn how to cook. You better, when he come home, his nuts empty and his motherfucking belly full, it's your fault. It's your fault, because you didn't fill his belly, and he sure ain't gonna let you empty his nuts. And good evening.
And good evening. All right. I'll finish it off, man. Unpopular opinion. B. Simone. Guys, if you don't know who B. Simone is, she's on Nick Cannon's MTV Wild 'N Out. She's been on there for a couple of seasons. She's also a comedian. You see her all over social media, on Instagram, all of her funny videos and everything. But a few days ago, she let it be known that because she's on a certain status, certain level in life now, she can never see herself going back and dating a guy that works a 9 to 5. And that caused a big social media uproar, and everybody had an opinion on it. And I remember we talked about it in the group chat, guys, and I put it out there like, baby girl needs to humble herself and realize, hey, just because you're at a certain level, you can fall off at any time for God knows, what reason. And wouldn't you know, today reports came out that her book that was just recently released may have been plagiarized. We know it's been plagiarized because a few pages in her book, people were able to go back to other sites and see the originator and who created her page there and everything that was in her book. And there's several sections in her book that have been plagiarized. So now B. Simone is being dragged, and rightfully so, because hey, karma is a very, very funny mistress. And in life, man, life always has a funny way of humbling you. So B. Simone, I'm sure you should probably bounce back down the road. But for right now, take this L, because you brought this on yourself. So put a quarter in your ass. Because you played
yourself.
And there it is, man. All right. It's been another great Essential AF podcast show. I want to thank our special guest, Ms. Danielle Bunyton, proud owner, CEO of Jades Elevation. Y'all can go check her out at www.jadeselevation.com. She has all your CBD oils and all the products and everything, man. Proud of that sister for everything that she's doing. Hey, man, it's time to get up out of here, man. It's been a great show. For my illustrious co-hosts, Lee Johnson, the teacher, Brandon Steele, my girl, the Miss Freaky Tales herself, Stacy,
the Millie Jackson
Williams
of your timeline.
I am your host, Jonathan C. Smith. And until next Sunday, we want to remind all you guys, man, you are all essential as fuck. We appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all, man. We're going to do this again, same time, same place, next Sunday, 6 o'clock, man. It's going down. Essential AF Podcast Show. We out, baby.
All right, y'all.
All right, peace.